Hello everyone and welcome back to Battletech Advanced 3062 episode 4. I can't believe we're 4 episodes in the new series already. Obviously last week we took a little bit of a kick in. A couple of our mechs needed replacing, but we did get some decent parts. Now I've done a couple of little tweaks off cam, nothing too drastic. I try and keep as much on the record as I can, but basically the stuff that we did with the Dervish before, I basically cancelled the work because I wanted to turn it into an LRM mech anyway, as we don't have one right now. So I've managed to squeeze, I think, an LRM 20 and an LRM 10 onto the Dervish. It's only running a 240 core because that's basically all I really had. The next one down I had was like a 160 or a 140 or something, and basically the movement would have been absolutely abysmal. So that is basically all I've changed on that one. I've upgraded, given some skill points to the pilots. Mainly it's all gone into the guts to give them the extra health. And I have realised with Mad Teapot, I've been trying to get to this point over here, and I actually don't want that point over here. I actually want Bulwark, and I actually want that. So yeah. And Strider has got the indirect fire penalty, so she will be going in the Dervish one. We've got it, and then we've got Deadeye, and we've got Hellion as our other two sort of more accurate pilots. And then Mad Teapot will be our sort of brawler, and then we've got Adrenaline up here who's going to be our scout. So we're starting to get a little bit of a rounded lance. It's not great, but you know, it's what we can do for the moment. So we haven't got anything else to do apart from try and take on another mission. Now we are starting to run a little bit low on missions that we can do. There is, however, this one, which is an ambush convoy. Now I really hate ambush convoy missions, but I think for the most part our mechs, apart from the Clint, which isn't bad, our mechs should be fast enough that the convoy should. The main issue you have with ambush convoy missions, especially when you get later on, is you start fielding heavier and heavier mechs, and when you start getting up to the sort of like the higher weight heavies and the sort of low weight assaults, you do end up sacrificing speed. And what you tend to find when you do ambush convoy missions is the things you're trying to shoot still have really high evasion. They can move so far across the map in one go, it's ridiculous, and your mechs can't keep up. So you'll end up stuck fighting the sort of rear guard that are defending the convoy, and the actual tanks getting away, and you may only have like one mech that can maybe keep up with them. And even like you know doing the traditional sort of like stompy routine is great. If you have a mech that's fast enough to keep up with those, usually it's one of the lower end mechs. You probably might even only be on with a medium at that point, as what would be your scout, and you tend to find you just cannot kill the convoy quick enough. Now I know our Jenna is going to be quick enough. I think our Phoenix Hawk is going to be quick enough. I'm not entirely sure. The Panther isn't, but the Clint and the Warhammer have got the Wolverine have got a reasonable turn of speed to them, so maybe we can pull it off. So let's give it a go. I haven't done one of these in a while. I tend to avoid them like the plague, but what's tempting me is it's a relatively low payout, but it is a nice salvage, so we might get some nice equipment out of this. So I'm gonna give it a go, and here's hoping that we don't get stiff too much. So we'll stick Clint on there, and I think Adrenaline's on there. Yeah, okay, so let's do it. So there's no new updates for the moment. We are still running 5.3 that brought a load of mechs and some other tweaks and stuff like that. Obviously the if you go to the Battletech Advanced 3062 page that sort of links down below on the for Nexus mods, there's a link there for the Discord that you can go on there, and it's got all the updates and the information on there. I will also say thank you to all the guys who've been, the people that are sort of like watching the videos. I do hope you really are enjoying it. I really would appreciate if you guys, could sort of smash the subscribe and the like button. Obviously helps me with the YouTube ratings and stuff. and you know, helps me sort of push it on to the goal. I'm obviously trying to aim for at least 100 followers at the moment. I'd like to be able to do that soon. So if you guys could smash the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And honestly, obviously, if you got any comments, if you got anything you want to see me do, anything you want to see me don't do, anything you want to ask me, you know, I am not a be all and end all font of information, but I can answer a fair amount. I've got like a few hundred hours logged on this game, so, and specifically with this mod. So if there's anything you want to ask me or whatever, or you know, have a chat, then by all means, you know, drop so in the comments. So we are on a Martian.
Okay, here we go.
Sort of terror now. We've got to remember that our heat sinks, I think, is its 20 something capacity. I can't actually remember. What is it? Martian biome, 75% of the normal heat. There we are. So we're 5%. So there is the convoy, and we've got to stop them from getting there, and they are currently there. So what we probably want to do at this point is cut straight across this middle here, and the slower mechs should have the high ground by the time the faster mechs have actually been able to sort of get in, so we can use the faster mechs to run around and sort of stamp on stuff, and then we can use the slower mechs like the Clint and the Panther to actually hopefully do some damage from range. So here's hoping, and we'll just start moving forward.
Ready for orders.
And we'll sprint the jet. I'm just checking the terrain. I should be able to come down there, but I have got jump jet, so it should be fine.
Roger.
And I should lose the rough terrain debuff before we get into the battle anyway. As you can see, these are all, so far, these all look like tanks. This is actually really good for us, because once we get in and start stomping on things, it will make things quite easy. What you start struggling is when you get the escorts and you don't kind of have the firepower to knock them down quick enough. Then you know, that's when you really start struggling to deal with this sort of thing, because obviously you got the escorts, and you know, you tie up a lot of your mechs trying to deal with the escorts to, you know, keep you guys safe, but at the same time it's yeah, it gets to be interesting. Right. So I'm going to send the Phoenix Hawk back this way just to get some vision so I can see what I'm doing. The Phoenix Hawk is pretty fast, so and we have got a decent amount of firepower. So SRM2s, medium laser, and we haven't got any sight on that. So at the moment, I'm just going to try and weaken this Saracen up a little bit. And something else just moved into view there. What's that? Another Scorpion, so an LRM one.
Standing by.
As long as we keep our evasion up, we should be fine. And honestly, I'm just going to move. I'm going to start moving the Clint through here as well. And again, radiation for heat, I'm not really worried about right now. We're not going to be engaging for another turn, so that's fine. Get any heat? That's fine.
Yeah.
And the Wolverine, we're actually lucky that our heavier mechs, albeit the Wolverine and the Phoenix Hawk, have got fairly good mobility. If you do get either one of those two, especially Wolverine, I have noticed you seem to get Wolverines a fair amount on starts, especially when you're doing the Urano one. And it is a really good solid mech, and if you build it right, it can actually sustain you quite like well into the mid game if you've got it right. I have to pardon me for having a little bit of a sip of tea every now and again. My throat's not particularly great today. Nobody likes my Phoenix Hawk. Luckily, we have AMS. 4 from 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Phoenix Hawk to loop around the back here and start trying to take this stuff out from behind. I'm probably going to ignore most of them. The escorts don't really tend to run away. So if you can ignore them and focus on actually getting rid of the convoy, which is these guys here, that's the main thing. Then you can deal with the escorts to your leisure. Again, as you progress higher up this difficulty scale, the escorts get more and more difficult to deal with, so that makes that a little bit harder. But this early on, with the evasion that we've got, their shots aren't particularly accurate either. So we can actually sort of take the opportunity to ignore them and just focus on the escorts, the actual convoy vehicles, without, you know, worrying too much about these. I mean, he's taken what, 4 or 5 shots at now, and he's still fine. So that should be good. Okay, so we are actually starting to get in range now. I kind of want a little bit of height
On it.
because we kind of need all the help we can get at this point, and that's it's not great, but it's okay.
Primary target is taking damage.
So it's a bit, but we really want to get these guys done quick, because I don't actually think some of the maps are fine. You don't actually have, you know, there's a fair distance they have to travel to get there,
Do they think they can hurt
and
me?
you can get them really quick. But this one actually isn't that far. The speed that some of these go, that's probably a maximum 3 turns, and they'll be at that zone. So we haven't got a lot of time. So I am just going to run in now and start doing the stompy. Just start trying to take out, use the Phoenix Horse to try and stamp out some of these on the way through. So he's now going to loop up the back, catch the ones at the back, so the guys that are at the front can just focus on the guys at the front.
Enemy
And the Phoenix
vehicle
Hawk is tough
destroyed.
enough and armed enough that he should be fine. Famous last words. That hasn't bit me in the arse before. But once we can start getting in stomping range, we should be good. And at this moment, you know, yeah, I'm just gonna move.
On the move, full speed.
It's a fairly good hit chance.
Giving 'em everything I got.
At this point, shooting the weapons is really that much point. It's just a little bit of damage here and there. Your main focus is going to be
Come on.
stamping on
Send
things,
me a real mech
and you'll be
warrior.
doing that a lot early on.
Commander.
Okay, so we've got our Wolverine. 6%, not bad. Oh, we've got some hits, that's good.
My armor is getting ripped off.
As you can see, what I'm doing is I'm moving my stance when this shuts up. Luckily, some of these aren't actually that quick. M20, that'd be nice to have. You can see I'm moving my mechs diagonally, so we're kind of engaging them here while still moving, like, so they're pushing into us. If I went straight down here, I'd still have more turns before they could get to me. At least this way I'm catching up to them, and I should have enough time to deal with them before anything sort of happen, before they start getting away. So
Affirmative.
always try, and especially when you starting off, have a look at the map, have a look where you've got to stop them from getting to, relative to where they are and relative to where you are, and then, you know, plot a route that's going to get you into the fight the quickest and give you the most amount of time. And especially remember what your mech's speeds are. For ambush convoy missions, your main advantage is speed. You know, so taking the heaviest armored and weaponized target mech you have may not necessarily be the best choice, because, you know, it's not going to help you. It's not going to be able to keep up. You might be able to plot an intercept and you might catch one, but, you know, you've then got to try and catch up with some of these, and on the later missions they get really, really fast, so that, you know, these aren't actually moving that quick. But like I said, like on a later mission, that would be like 2, maybe 3 turns max, and he'd be gone. And if you've only got one mech that can keep up with those, you can't kill them all in that, and then you know, obviously you don't get the best results. So just bear that in mind when you're doing the drops. I think He's probably the best. I'm going to use a precision sight because it's a PPC and it'd be nice if it hit.
Here it comes.
So now if we attack him from that side, we've got a fair chance that we're going to, you know, even the mechs with the lighter melee would be able to do some serious damage to him. That MR... Oh no, it's an LRM dead fire. Okay.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Ready for orders.
Okay. So we can stamp on... He's already turned. I think he's turned as well, but we can only stamp on one of these two. So I'm going to use the Jenna to stamp on him.
On my way.
And hopefully... Not enough. How much armor has that thing got? Okay, fine. That's my own fault. I should have checked the armor first. Not that it would have mattered. I don't think there was any that either of those two he could one shot. Ow!
Reporting light damage.
What do you need?
Okay, we also want to try and keep up a reasonable amount of evasion on these. So... just out of sprinting range for that, which is a little bit annoying. But... that's a fairly good... That's pretty good. The only downside is that does open up our back to... Yeah, no. No, we're not as tempted as I am for that. I think... Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the melee, because melee is just the more reliable right now.
Moving to position. Putting my weight into it.
Miniguns for the win. Machine guns even. Yes, lovely.
Move her down.
Gotta love support weapons.
Enemy flanking.
Waiting for orders.
Ooh, no. Right, and sprint again. And I think we just... Scorpion. Oh, we can actually get him from the side. Got a better chance from the thing. I want to get him from the side, because if we can get him from the side, that's his weak bit, and we might be able to take him out with this. And go on, tell me he stomped on... No, he stomped on the front. Of course he did. Ooh, ow. That hurt. That. Oh, he's got an AoE AC2. Okay.
Yeah.
Still no stomping range for them, so we'll just keep moving in. And we'll see if we can finish this guy off. Yes. Cool.
Keep it up.
Show me your war.
I'm not saying don't shoot, but you know, shooting does help. But it needs to say these early on, stomping is just your way. Stomping is the way forward.
Waiting for
I know I say that like in every video. It's like just melee, melee, melee. But I gotta admit, there's something about just
on my way.
big robots stamping and punching things that just really appeals to me. I don't know. Right, so we're not doing too bad. He's nearly done. He's pretty fresh, so let's... I'm going to go from this angle. Has everybody moved? No. Right, I'm going to reserve.
Confirmed.
Because what I want to do is I don't want to put the Jenna in a position where this guy here shoot in the back of the mech and end up risking like one-shotting us. I just don't want that to happen. So I'm going to let them move. I'm going to let them all move. Because my evasion is fairly good there. If I'd have moved from just there to there, my evasion would have been garbage. And any attack he would have done a lot more damage. So I'm literally letting them all move and then I'll react to it. Hopefully Teapot should finish off this guy. so we don't have to worry about him. And I think that's everybody
I'm
moved.
listening.
So I'm going to use... I'm going to wait for the minute.
Ready for orders.
Strider is going to stamp on this
On the
one.
move. Targeting for physical attack.
Finish him off. If we
Report.
do this right, we might be able to finish this turn, or at least most of them.
Commander?
Which one is weaker? They're both. Right, okay. So if I go for that one.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
I don't like that being up there. Has he got no ammo? Street gunner M10. Okay, it's a mad teapot, and hopefully land on you. Not quite. Okay,
Commander.
and okay. Let's get this guy. Get at least another one down, and we'll go from this side. Increase our chances of at least. And you watch, he's going to hit the back now. You watch.
On my way.
Should be able to do enough anyway. Yeah.
Vehicle kill for me.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting close now. We're going to have to deal with that. Someone's going to have to deal with that guy.
Ready for orders.
But he's moved, so we can ignore him for now.
Time to get physical. Standing by.
And if we can finish this guy off, that'd be great.
It's time to bug out.
Done.
Get to the LZ for extraction.
So we could just LZ at this point, but I'm not going to.
What do you need? Targeting for physical attack.
I'm not entirely sure why Ep4 has a female voice. I've just noticed, or he sounds female.
And stay down.
Okay, but that's just what it is. And we are gonna have to we're just gonna go up and do it. Okay.
Understood. Moving fast.
I mean, that's a fairly good hit there. Let's see if we. He's the last one, so.
Yeah.
Use up some of our points.
Oh,
Not
now
quite.
I'm just
Let's go.
And
Ready for orders.
oh, you can stomp on him. Okay, cool. It's only going to be from the back though,
Position
but
confirmed.
we might as well just turn him all orange, eh? Of course it missed. Oh, of course it missed.
What do you need?
Is it gonna make it survive so at least it gets one more turn? Or are you actually gonna fight me some more on this?
Nice.
No,
Got back
it's
to
oh, it did actually. I genuinely thought he was gonna be a full everything orange before he dies. But yeah, never underestimate the power of a stomp, especially early on. I keep saying it, and I know I say it a lot. Melee is so much your friend early on in these playthroughs. But hopefully we did fairly well, and we have some stuff. So I kind of like the MRM-20, and I'm having that MRM improved ammo, and what else? I mean, that's a large laser. have that. And we have an LRM-15, but I don't really need one right now. Another UAC-5 would be handy though, because knowing our luck, the Wolverine will take a hit, lose the arm, and then we'll be down a gun. So I think he's got a UAC-5, hasn't it, instead of an AC-5. All right, let's have a quick check of our pilots. I don't think we sustained any damage, so that was a nice clean mission. Actually went surprisingly well. I have some XP out of this as well, so let's go check the barracks. So adrenaline, nothing. Deadeye, unsteady threshold. Yeah, we'll give you that.
Training complete.
Hellion, base melee. Nah. King Wolf's not
What do
doing
you
anything.
need?
Teapot, nothing yet.
Ready for
Strider,
orders?
nothing yet. So okay. So we're done. Just double check the mech bay. I'm pretty sure we didn't need anything repairing. Nope. So we've got to wait another 17 days. To be honest, we kind of are getting to the point where we are probably going to have to travel. Yeah, I'm not feeling brave enough to take on a 1.5 skull right now. Although it is a destroy base. Maybe we should. Anyway, that's for another mission, another day, another mission. So I hope you did enjoy the game, guys, and the video. Obviously, if you did, don't forget to leave a rating. Don't forget to subscribe if you do like it. Don't forget to come and see me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And Monday, which is today, is my Battletech day. So I'll be streaming another playthrough of this. If you want to come in and hang out and, you know, sort of have a chat about the lore and just generally the game in general or anything else, by all means, links are all down in the description below. I hope you have a good one, guys, and that's me out for today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.